ground in the streets, flatline, killed. My virgins and my young men are fallen by the sword, killed. The young women that were virgins and the young men fell by the sword. Thou hast slain them. That's the Most High. The thou is the Most High. You is the Most High. Thou was the Most High, have slain them in the day of thine anger. Thou hast killed and not pitied. Oh, y'all gonna come up with your own power? Make this mean something different. So y'all think y'all can just do whatever you want to do. Thou hast called as in a solemn day my terrors round about, so that in the day of the Most High's anger none escaped nor remained. Those that I have swallowed, and brought up have mine enemy consumed. Hear that? Those that I have swallowed, cuddled us like a baby, and brought up have mine enemy consumed. He told us he's gonna do this to us. But now we're gonna follow the way we want to follow. We're gonna do our own thing. Okay. You better hear what the Most High is saying. This is real, that's real, that's real, this real could be. Matthew 7. Matthew the 7th chapter. That's why I say, when he visits, it's too late then. It's too late. Once you in his hand, like MASHAYACH said, if you in the Most High's hand, can't nobody pluck you out of his hand. That's if you in his hand and he dealing with you righteously, right? So, if you in his hand, he dealing with that fierce anger we reading about and we just read about. Ain't nobody gonna be able to get you out of his hand when he come with his anger either. His fury, his indignation, his woe, his destruction. Come on. Understand this. That's why we have an opportunity. Matthew the 7th chapter, verse 17. This is what it says. Even so, this is MASHAYACH telling us, even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. So, out of a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. Corrupt tree gonna bring forth evil fruit. That's why y'all saying that, okay, a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. So now look, let me give you a prime example. Because y'all say in Romans 11:26, talking to you Israelites, and so all Israel shall be saved. You hear what it said? A good tree, this one MASHAYACH, cannot bring forth evil fruit. So they evil, but it tell you, make this make sense to me. You know, I'm willing to listen. Tell your leaders to look at this and make it make sense to me. Because y'all think every Israelite gonna be saved. Make it make sense to me. He said, in verse 21, it said, thy people also shall be all righteous. And we know what righteousness means. All is a certain number. 2. Thy people shall be all righteous. You see? That means they're going to be keeping the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High, his rules and regulations. They shall inherit the land forever. When? When this happened, the branch of my planting, the my is the Most High. Branch of the Most High planting. The work of my hands, just like the work of the Most High's hand is his laws, his commandments. That was written by the finger of the Most High. But it's going to be the work of my hands. He's going to do this. That I may be glorified. Hear that? That the Most High may be glorified. So, he's telling you that in verse Matthew 7 and 17, even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, righteous fruit. But a corrupt tree, those that are sinners and breaking the laws of the Most High, bringeth forth evil fruit. Listen, a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. So if we righteous, we not bringing forth no evil people. Get that in your mind, man. Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. So that corrupt tree is not going to bring forth a righteous fruit. If we all going to be righteous, keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High, and they are corrupt, they coming back righteous? No. He said, a good tree cannot, I don't know if y'all can read it or not, but it said a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. You ain't bringing back no evil people. Them 2/3 of our people that's evil, that don't want to get this. That's why I say the righteous scarcely gonna be saved, y'all. The righteous scarcely gonna be saved. Those are that keep the commandments and laws of the Most High, scarcely gonna be saved. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. Hear this. Neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Then you know, hey, they wicked, they can't bring forth good fruit. You're good in the eyes of the Most High, keeping His commandments. That's the only way you're good. In the eyes of the Most High, not ourselves saying that we are. It's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of living power. We can't call ourselves righteous. We ain't righteous, you know. I'll bring for what I've said, but I ain't saying I'm righteous. You know, I ain't saying that. We working on, we knowing part, prophesying part. I ain't saying I'm righteous. I understand what happened. Job, he said he was righteous. And see what the Most High did to him. That was the reason why he dealt with him. You can say whatever you want to say about anyone individual. You can exalt each other, but you can't look at it like that. So every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire, whereby by their fruits ye shall know them. Understand, overstand this. Matthew, let's continue. He said, that's why he said, not everyone that said unto me, Mashiach, Jesus, whatever name you call him, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. And we know the will of the Most High is to keep His commandments. That's the will of the Most High, to keep His commandments, straight up. Many will say to me in that day, Mashiach, Yahawashi, Jesus, Yeshua, Shia, whatever name you call him. Have we not prophesied in thy name? We say, Bahasham Mashiach Yahawashi. That's what he's saying. Then no man comes to the Father but by him. You ask anything in my name, I will do, that you love me, keep my commandments. So you ask anything in my name, I will do, that the Father can be glorified in the Son. Salaki. You ask anything in my name, I will do it. He said, hey, if you love me, keep my commandments. See, many will say unto me in that day, Mashiach, have we not prophesied in thy name? This will save their life. From that fire he just talked about, being cast into the lake of fire. And in thy name, people saying that. That's why he said you got to be without sin saying that. You going to be before the Most High in sin, and you ain't going to the Most High for repentance, but you just saying it like it's something to be said. You better understand. It's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of living power. And you going right to the Most High in sin, being all. Ooh, that's why I say you can't do that. Many will say to me in that day, Mashiach, have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? People going to be doing these things. That's why people latching over to this person, latching over to that person, latching over to this person. Don't even realize that you're rolling with Satan. Come on, I can prove it. And then when I confess unto them, I never knew you. Hear what he said? I never knew you. Depart from me. He said, depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Come on. Better ask somebody. This is serious. So y'all think y'all rolling with the Most High. Y'all think y'all rolling with the Mashiach Yahawashi. You better. Look. 2 Corinthians 11 and verse 14. And no marvel. This ain't nothing that you're supposed to be excited about. For Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Come on. So y'all think y'all following somebody that's rolling in the light. When to tell you Satan to transform himself into an angel of light. How much I would say he's the light. The law is the light. Proverbs 6:23, man. But pretending like he telling you what's right. And he ain't really, he cannot exalt, he cannot bring forth the laws of the Most High. He can't go by the laws. So I was telling him, what's the problem with bringing forth the laws of the Most High? When you said he wrote with his finger the work of the Most High. Come on. He appears as an angel of light. That's why You gotta understand, people are pretending like they rolling with the Most High, they rolling with the MASHAYACH, but in essence of them saying you're not under the law, but you're under grace. You can do whatever you want to do because you're under grace. Getting something you don't deserve. Come on, man. That's leading people straight to hell. That's what he just told you. In Matthew, 5:19. You're going to be the least of the kingdom of heaven, right along with your preacher, whoever it is that you're following, looking over here, looking over there, and not really realize this is the last days, man. You better be trying to get the spirit of the word of the Most High as much as you can. Look, think about it. You meeting the judgment seat of MASHAYACH, say, what you know? What does it mean? Tell me this. What is this at the third? He know everything. Most High's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men. That's why you got to look at everything and compare it to what? The Bible. You know? Everything is compared to the Bible. It's the way of life, point blank. That's why I say, hey, and no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light, deceiving everybody. By what? Multitude of sorcery, multitude of witchcrafts. And our people don't realize it. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers, so he got ministers, also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness. Hear that? We know what righteousness is. We defined it. It's the commandment, keeping the commandments of the Most High. So he got ministers that pretending like they're keeping the commandments of the Most High and not really bringing forth the laws of the Most High, because he can't deal with the laws of the Most High. That's how you know. If they're not going over the laws of the Most High and talking about we got to keep the commandments of the Most High, here it is. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. He just told you. All of them say, MASHAYACH, shall I go into the kingdom? He said, depart from you that work iniquity. I never knew you. Come on. Verse 13. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers. I mean, they deceive all the nations by what? The sorceries and multitude of sorcery, multitude of witchcraft. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming. That's them changing themselves into the apostles of MASHAYACH. Because they say Jesus, because they say MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI, because they say whatever name, Yeshua, Yeshua, whatever name they say. Don't mean that they're rolling with the Most High. They ain't rolling with MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI, and only come out of their mouth. Come on. How you rolling with him? How you know you didn't even talk about him? Think about that. You don't even come out of your mouth. Or you talk about your own worlds. Most Israel, that's all they do is talk about their own worlds. Luke the 6th chapter. Verse 43. Luke 6:43. For a good tree bringeth not forth corrupt fruit. So when y'all say in Romans, I mean, even in Romans 11, I don't want to go over there, but I mean, I've been there many times, but even in Romans 11, it say, those that have 7,000, I have not bowed the knee to Lord, which y'all call, which is B-A-A-L, which is Lord. B-A-L means Lord. B-A-A-L means Lord. That's what he's saying. But you calling on him all the time, don't even realize. That's why they deceive all the nations. And we're a nation. We're 12 nations that make up one nation that came out of our forefather Israel. They deceive all the nations by what? Their multitude of sorceries. That's what the scripture is saying in Revelation 18:23, man. And you go to Isaiah 47th chapter, it says a multitude of sorcery, multitude of witchcrafts. Where Israel say no enchantment to Israel. You just learn how to read, man. Come on. Y'all just running your mouth, man. Got to understand spiritually what it's saying, man. It say, for a good tree bringeth not forth corrupt fruit. How those that's wicked as hell, they done did murders, they done commit adultery, they done did fornication, they did everything you can think of that's wicked gonna come through the righteous. He just said it. Look, for a good tree bringeth not forth corrupt fruit. So the righteous fruit is righteous people not bringing forth these wicked Israelites. Come on, show me where that's at. Show me something to contradict this, if thou can. Why Paul gonna pray In verse 14 of Romans 11 chapter, he prayed that some of Israel might be saved. Every last Israel, he know every last Israel going to be saved. Come on, man. He got to take away our iniquity, or most high will it be me. I'll be to the end. If I do it to the end, I can't say. Or the 1/3. Hopefully, most high will I be one. You be one. I don't know. For a good tree bringeth not forth corrupt fruit, neither does a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Hear that? They ain't coming through the righteous. And the righteous not coming through no corrupt fruit. For every tree is known by his own fruit. What come out of you? How are they? That's how you know a tree. For of thorns men do not gather figs, nor of a bramble bush gather them grapes. Gather they grapes. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart, his way he think, his thoughts, bringeth forth that which is good. Hear that? A good man, the only way you're good is keeping the laws of the Most High. Let you know that. Out of the good treasure of his mind, which is his heart, bringeth forth that which is good. And an evil man, out of the evil treasure of his heart, his mind, bringeth forth that which is evil. For of the abundance of the heart, abundance of the way you think, his mouth speaketh. So the abundance of the way somebody think is the way they speak. It's right there. You can't say you didn't thought this way if you didn't speak this. That's coming from what? The way you think. Point blank. That's how it operates. On no different, nowhere, no difference. This is how it is. Once again, a good man out of the good treasure of his heart, of way he think, bringing forth that which is good. You're gonna be talking about what's good. Most High is good, and his laws are good. His laws, statutes, commandments are good. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart, his mind, bringeth forth that which is good. Right? And an evil man out of his evil treasure of his heart, of his mind, bringeth forth that which is evil. Which is evil. For of the abundance of the heart, your way you think, the abundance of the heart, abundance of the mind, the way you think, his mouth speaketh. So you can't say the way you speak, because a lot of people are going to be destroyed for every other word that they speak, going to give account of the way they speak, man. And not representing the Most High. And when you wholeheartedly represent the Most High, there's a spirit that you have that's beyond what this world can think, and their emotions and so forth. And why call ye me a Mashiach? Like you said, Mashiach, well, we did this in that name and that in that name, and we cast out devils in that name. He said, why call me a Mashiach, YAHAWASHI, a Mashiach, YAHAWASHI, and do not the things which I say? How you calling on me and you don't do what I say? That's why I say, the power of me that work iniquity, I never knew you. You don't know a lot of people, man. They ain't representing the Most High and the Mashiach YAHAWASHI. He said, and why call ye me good? And why call ye me a Mashiach, and do not the things which I say? He said, whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings, that you hearing what he said, and doeth them, he said, I will show you to whom he is like. He is like a man which built a house and dig deep in the ground, and laid the foundation on a rock. On a rock. Hard rock. But they call cement now. But a rock, he's saying. And spiritually, he is that rock. When you read 1 Corinthians 10 and 4. That spiritual rock that followed us in the wilderness, which was a Mashiach YAHAWASHI, the angel of the Most High, the spirit of the Most High. But you build your house upon this rock. This is a man that heareth these sayings and do them. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently hard as ever upon that house, just hitting that house. pew, pew, and could not shake it. For it was founded upon a rock. But he that heareth and doeth not, you keep telling someone, my Most High say, hey, you speak once, yea, twice, man, proceed not. That's why he said the same thing over and over again. It's almost like, you know, we have ADHD talking to us. Children of the devils, ain't that what they do to people that have ADHD? You gotta keep telling them over and over and over and over and over again. That's what the Most High did with us. He telling us over and over and over and over again. But he that heareth and doeth not, you hearing what they're being told what to do, and you don't do it, it's like a man that without a foundation built an house upon the earth, against which the stream did beat vehemently hard as ever, and immediately it fell. And the ruin of that house, which is your body, was great. He telling you that. So the ruin of that body, that house, you know, who live in the house, the family, was great. Romans 6 and 6. He let you know how you're going to be destroyed. That's why you got to build this foundation, and you got to hold fast to it, and you got to spend that time to be able to know this, man. You can't just think that this is something you come in, because you look at, when you compare